the symbol of a griffin emblazoned proudly in iron on its flank. As the cart approaches a small woodland, the driver raises his head from the road. A strange tune reaches his ears, a violin, emboldened with such purpose he's never before heard. He turns back briefly to the road and brings the cart to a rapid, clattering halt. Before him stand a pair of hefty warriors, and a third with a hand crossbow trained on the driver's chest. The music rises to a fever pitch as the bandits approach. "Stand and deliver! Your goods or your life!" "Isn't it supposed to be money, boss?" "What?" "Your money or your life. It's what Mummy always said was in the stories." "Yes, Dana, but obviously this man's a trader from the House Ironwing. They don't carry money, do they? So if I ask him for money, he'll be really confused, and he won't..." "You know what? Never mind. We can talk about this later." The crossbowman turns back to the cart driver and smirks. "Now, where were we?" Aiming it towards his head. And then we cut back to the guild, where a female dragonborn saunters through the guild hall doors, well kept and with a smile that seems to warm her navy blue scales. She approaches you. Perched on her shoulder is a black cat with striking blue eyes that observes the room as she moves around. The guest comes to sit at the bar and orders a couple of stout pints and turns towards the assembled adventurers, both you and the rest of the group.
Black cat.
She is very friendly and spends a lot of time immediately reaching out to people and asking what they've done with their time, what their latest adventure is like. And she seems to behave similarly to how some of the guild do, right? She's clearly an adventurer of some kind, and she feels very at home in this place. And just as she moves around, to make everyone feel better, her smile is pleasant and inviting, and leaves you feeling warm, even as she is happy to speak with all of you.
What an ominous sign of bad omens. Get that black cat out of here.
I assure you, she's nothing of the kind.
That's superstitious.
That belongs to you.
Yes, he does. He is my companion. And he means you no harm. By as you mean me no harm, of course. She smiles a little.
Father looks at her up and down. How does she look like?
She is a tall, attractive female dragonborn, as much as other races might find dragonborn attractive. She is very clearly a mage of some kind, dressed in elegant kind of, almost like noble dress, really. She's, however, clearly magical. There's a bunch of runes emblazoned onto her cloak. She seems willing to... firstly, she just wants to talk to everyone. She seems to have a need to listen and also to speak of stories, particularly any stories of heroics or any such things. And you can tell she's listening intently whenever anyone tells her a tale of their latest adventure. And in her own way, she'll return stories of high misadventure and her deeds across various planes and against various foes. She appears to be quite an accomplished adventurer.
Obviously, Nahazar happily engages in talks, and he doesn't have too much stories, but he offers some. And if nobody else asks, at some point he'll be lady or other respectful way of addressing her. May I ask, is there do you maybe require us? Because he knows that this is Guild of Adventurers, and if somebody comes, then they usually want us for something.
Yes, of course, but business after pleasure, please.
If it
I
has
don't
anything
come
to do, if you're not here to join the guild, and you're here to employ us, if it has anything to do with dragons, I don't want to have any part of it. I've seen white dragons and black dragons. It's just too close.
He's been
No, I don't
traumatized.
believe dragons are involved.
You're
actually-
dragon
He's been-
enough.
He's been traumatized.
Oh, I
Dragonphobia.
assure you, I could be dragon enough for you. You
I
can
don't
tell
know.
there's a little hint of like almost a threat in that, but it's a bit playful.
Honestly, it
You
sounds
get
a lot
a
more than
glimpse
that.
of her magical power.
She's certainly dragon enough for me. She's like a full dragon.
She could probably eat you.
So
One
she
bite.
is eager to spend an entire evening drinking, and telling stories, and generally reveling. You work out very quickly that she is in fact a bard as she begins to perform music at various points during the night. When a story particularly takes her, she'll weave it up into a song. And as she moves around the room, she leaves these spectral images of herself. And as she moves through, she creates an entire band out of these images. And she... and then she plays out, almost orchestral pieces about both stories that you've told her and stories that she's heard. Throughout the evening, can someone give me an insight check and an arcana check? Both of those would be useful.
I'll give you mine, both of mine.
Yeah, not really gonna do it. Let somebody else.
You say Arcana.
Insight and arcana I'm looking for, yes.
Both or just one or the other?
I would like some checks for each from the
I
party.
made medium.
It seems I have no idea.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't roll Arcana today.
Quick question. Does the +1 apply to skill checks?
No. No, it does not.
I thought they did, but oh well.
Skill checks get half bonus, which naturally rolls down. Okay, most of you are... You try to detect like magical ability and you get very like... you get thrown off immediately by signals. But Nettle, you pick up an immense amount of arcane power emanating from Kraithia as she moves around. She's clearly a very powerful bard and something of an enchantress. It seems like her very words are at this point so laced in magic that she can't help but sort of cast a subtle enchantment even as she speaks. It seems like it's completely passive now and she's not like deliberately doing so, but that her every word it's more enticing through her magical means. She is clearly powerful, far more so than any of you. And you can also tell from her stories that she has been adventuring a long time, longer than she looks like she should have been adventuring. Clearly something going on there.
Ooh. I
Your
won't
insight
spoil.
checks. Your insight checks don't tell you a ton about her. She seems very open and friendly. She seems pretty genuine. She genuinely seems to really enjoy hearing tales of heroism. And, even when she might have maybe done something more impressive than that, she's still eager to listen and to craft it into a story.
Well, at least she's polite about it.
Yeah, and you spend a very pleasant evening with Kraithia. And indeed, all the members of the guild are happy to have her present for a while. But finally, as the evening starts to wind down, she sort of gathers some of you guys. Says, now, my good adventurers, I did actually come here as a favor to a friend, not just a social call, though I may make some more of those. It did seem to go well. You see, the merchant house is having some bandit troubles, and they were looking for some additional security that could track the bandits back to wherever they're held up with. They approached me, but I really have other things to be doing. I thought perhaps the guild might be able to assist them. I want to see how you are in practice, as well as in story. She smiles.
Are you hiring us?
People, it sounds like.
I'm
like-
not, but my friend will.
I didn't know there's a matter of payment.
Yes, I'm sure he'll handle
People-
that.
People tend to
Merchant.
play themselves up in stories.
Hmm. Oh,
What's the job?
they certainly do. I don't know the details. He said that his caravans are being attacked or something. I must be honest, I sort of zoned out a bit. It didn't seem particularly important at the time. He'll tell you the details. I'm just here to gather you.
Any mention of dragons?
No, I would have remembered that. That would have been interesting.
Well, I'm in.
Like I
So,
said, he's been traumatized.
yeah, Croatia is now in no particular state to be traveling this evening. But it tells you that she'll take you guys to the merchant in the morning, as she has business in the city.
Okay, I guess we'll be ready by then.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to do very much sleeping. She just, continues to drink and sing the night. And you're pretty sure she must have at some point gone to sleep, because regardless, in the morning, she is absolutely crystal clear-headed. This being completely awake.
Oh,
It
she
may have
has
been
a
some sort of
spell
ritual or
purge
something.
toxin.
Yeah, or maybe she has some kind of ritual for this. Because she is,
Hangover away.
yeah, she's like annoyingly fine the next day, whereas some of you are probably feeling a bit worse for wear, depending on how much you drink.
She could make a small fortune just by offering that to every single member of the guild come morning.
Yeah, you can tell from like the amount of magical energy coming off her weapons and armor and equipment that she does not need a small fortune. So as you wake up in the morning and she gathers you all, she just strides downstairs into the portal chamber, which she clearly came through, just waves a single hand, and the portal bursts into life, and she leads you through. You arrive in the city of Greycliff. You depart from a mage's guild and the prying eyes of a young female tiefling, who sort of is eager to see adventures in the town, and head out towards the merchant district, where Krathia takes you to a private meeting room in a busy tavern called the Owlbear. She explains that your employer will be meeting you shortly, but that she has other matters to attend to. I am very interested in your little adventure, though. Do take Percy with you. She gestures to her cat, which slinks off her shoulder and meanders towards you guys, arcing its back in an extended stretch. He'll tell me all about it when you get back. Do have fun.
I will never figure out why owl bears. Why two people? Someone combined them.
Kitty!
The cat kind of slinks over to some of you, and Krathia kind of turns towards you and blows you a kiss as she walks out the door. And you're left for a moment with only the feline company. Would anyone like to take care of the cat? Or
Can I ride the cat?
I'm afraid.
Taka picks it up.
I'm afraid cats
the
don't
cat
mix
is-
well with me.
The cat is uncomfortable,
Is this
but
edible?
doesn't immediately go out at you.
I'm afraid cats don't get along with me.
Is the cat? I mean, cats are generally edible. You don't know if eating this one would. I mean, it looks like a cat.
Probably not a good idea.
Cat was
I mean,
entrusted to us. It would be
Probably not.
very bad and disrespectful to eat her companion.
Nettle can tell there's a lot of magic coming off of this cat. It may not be just a cat.
It's
Intriguing.
It's probably a familiar.
You think that might well be true?
At some point, I've got to try and talk to this cat.
And
After
the
all,
cat
pixies can communicate with most animals and fey beasts.
It might well be able to speak to you. After a couple of minutes, when you are left in the company of the cat, the clank of armor heralds the arrival of a short, rotund merchant, flanked by a pair of heavily armored halberdiers. So she reckons you're up to it, then. Good. The name's Colwig Ironwing, and my house has need of you. One of our trade routes is being harassed by a bunch of highway vagabonds, led by some kind of minstrel. This costly slight on our good name can be tolerated no longer. We've got another shipment heading north to Visedale tomorrow, and we'd like you to conceal yourselves on board and give these assholes a good seeing to. How's that sound, guildsman?
Sounds simple enough.
Minstrel? What's up with all these bards?
I mean all these bards.
Well, a bard brought us here.
Oh, Grathia. Fine woman. She's, wasn't Greycliff out of a few scrapes in the past. Mostly moved on now, though. No, I think she was born here or somewhere nearby. She did seem to spend a lot of time here.
So, it was a matter of the payment, Colwig?
Yes,
How
of
much are we
course. If Grathia trusts you, then I'm sure you'll be worth your while. He offers an amount of money that is reasonable for this AL.
No more? And what exactly do you want us to do with these highwaymen? Vanquish them, gather the leader, bring him back to you, dead or alive?
As long as they stop bothering my caravans, I don't really care what happens to them. I suppose it would be best if they were brought back and put on trial, but I understand things happen, adventures. Entirely up to you. As long as they're gone, it's none of my business.
I'm not familiar with Greycliff. What sort of business do you gather here? Is it the main city around here? Is there no other greater city?
Greycliff is the heart of this region's commerce, certainly.
Well, I'm afraid that the bandits will be looking after your caravan if that's the truth.
We're primarily trading in a combination of arcane materials and some weaponry and armor. We're an arming house. There's also a couple of other houses in the city that supply other goods. Between us, we...
So what else can you tell us of these bandits? Do they just attack your caravans or do they attack all the caravans?
As far as I can tell, they only seem to be attacking our caravans. Something about our house clearly draws them in. We do, obviously, trade excellent value goods, so they have made a good choice, but it's rather annoying.
Could it be a rival house?
I don't believe so. The houses have little to gain from fighting amongst themselves. The houses generally benefit from each other being wealthy. More trade in the city. We don't trade in the same goods, you see. There's no competition between us.
Possibly someone trying to move into the area, then.
Maybe so.
Maybe they just like playing hide and seek.
I frankly don't care much about their motivations. This accent is changing as I move on. I apologize.
Well, they're definitely targeting your caravans. There may be somebody tied in, a mole in your organization. Wouldn't it have been the simple answer is to disguise your caravans so that they wouldn't be attacked by these bandits?
House Ironwing would never hide its symbols. It is a mark of our pride and our merchant valor. We would rather hire you, as you can tell, than hide who we are. So that is not the way of House Ironwing.
I guess that's why you're paying us.
Indeed. We would rather send a message than hide.
Well,
I don't
you're
know who
only-
would have reason to fund brigands. I mean, first part of being a brigand is you wouldn't need to be funded. Certainly make a fair amount of money from what they've taken from us.
Are we your first effort in dealing with these brigands?
Well, we did try increasing the guard, but, well, I don't think our guards are quite up to it. We thought we'd hire some specialists. The city guard are not very willing to step outside the walls, even for such a clearly important task.
What
Well,
you're saying is they're
we
lazy.
exist.
I love this plan. It's like a really huge prank.
Yes, as long as they don't enjoy the punchline, it'll be fine with me.
They never do.
Well, jokes aren't really that funny if only you think they're funny. But it doesn't really matter.
And usually when it involves a sword to the face.
Lord Ironwing, if you're willing to buy us some drinks, I say we can seal up this deal. I think we're willing to take upon this duty.
That sounds great. And he just gestures to one of his guards, who gathers some alcohol from downstairs here in this private room. And he extends his hand and has a young scribe next to him writing out something of a contract, which is shown to you guys. It's very simple. It's just
Yeah.
promise
I
of payment with the threat of being sued if you pretend that you've killed the bandits and you haven't. It's
probably ask where is the next transport? How soon are we need to be ready for? Yeah.
We're heading out tomorrow, the next trip to Visedale. So you'll have until then to make any preparations you'd like.
Understood.
I'll do a little investigating. I don't know what you adventurers do.
What time of day is the next shipment in?
The next shipment's leaving tomorrow morning. Yeah. If you've got any other questions for Colwig, he is happy to sign off on your payment.
About how far out of town do these attacks usually happen?
The trip to Visedale is it's about 5 days travel, and it seems like they happen roughly in the middle. There's a forest about 2.5 days out from here that appears to be the central location of these bandits' attacks. Seems likely that they're established there somewhat. I would imagine it is near there that you will come upon the problems.
Alright. I don't have any questions. Good to go.
Alrighty then. Yes, if you could return any of our goods, that would be ideal, obviously. Cool. Does anyone have any other business they'd like to do in the City of Greycliff before you head out?
Not
I have no
okay.
business here.
Okay, cool.
I need to question the cat.
Okay. Do you just speak animal? Is that the deal?
I believe it's written as communicate with natural beasts and fey beasts.
Huh. Sure, I guess you can speak to Percy.
I imagine it's not literal speaking, but something.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, you can make Jet. Percy seems very intelligent. If that's where you're trying to go with this, he is. he responds to like both commands and anything you sort of do. He gives you a reasonable reaction that seems more intelligent than you'd expect a cat to be.
Curious. Now I just need to win him over, and I'll be riding a cat in no time.
It's not really your familiar. To take
What happens
over.
when you ask the cat back?
Riding a battle cat.
A bastard cat.
Let's see if we can find the. Oh God, where on earth is the music? Music. Okay,
Olive,
gotcha.
the picture you used in the beginning, that's some really nice art.
Yeah, so you head out on. You head out on the road. And you're all sort of
Treat.
squashed up in the back of one of these carts. The ride is uncomfortable and rough, not aided in any way by your various methods of concealment amongst the merchandise and the various smells of the people in the group. You're all immensely relieved when, during the third day of travel, you hear the unmistakable clank of armor and shouts from outside. The bait is taken. The trap has been sprung. You arrive at this scene. Stand and deliver.
Oh, you put the box there for clarifying.
Yeah. The boxes are blocking terrain.
Ben,
Black boxes are blocking terrain. Yeah.
could I ask if you not play music right now because my internet is not doing so well?
Oh. You can let
If
mute
it's
it.
anything like mine, they'll disconnect rapidly and reconnect constantly.
Right, so you may deploy anywhere in the blue box, and then bandits are like, oh, what the hell? They're not merchants? Well, boys, time to get on with it. And you see two bandits here with hefty crossbows take up a firing position. These bandits are very well-built women with sizable broadswords.
Are
And
the
these are a
black
pair of
boxes
sort of.
Oh, glad you had them.
The black boxes are blocking terrain.
Oh, blocking. Okay.
Could everyone please roll initiative?
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
There's no credit here to me.
We don't have the +2 warlock with us this time, do we?
I don't believe you have any.
I think you forgot to click your token then. I have to wonder, do you care? Does Farter take baths?
Does who take baths?
Does Farter take baths?
I believe.
Yeah, he's a very clean dwarf.
One,
He
Just
just a lot of flatulence.
6.
Yeah,
Alright.
some is just very gaseous. It's
Lind,
a
you've
hereditary kind of thing.
successfully sprung your trap, and the bandits are ready to engage you on the open field. What would you like to do? Then this is a bit where you speak.
Did you mute yourself?
Dan, are you still on the web app? Would you like to restart?
Typing it.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm going.